Today I'm going to show you how to make 3 different Christmas arrangements that I'm confident you can follow along and make yourself. So go ahead and watch. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. And I will link to some of the products I used, particularly this one, in the comments below. So thank you so much for watching, and let's get started. If you're a big collector of these fun Santa mugs like I am, let me show you a new way to display them for the holidays. I have a piece of floral foam here, and I'm going to just ease it right down inside my mug. And then I'm going to take a candle and put it right in the top. And I'm going to take some of my Christmas greens. Now, if you don't have Christmas greens available where you are, which I have a problem finding them here in Florida, so I buy them in Ohio every year and bring them down with me. But look around in your yard. You might have stuff that you can cut right out of your yard for your greenery. I was at Trader Joe's here in Florida this morning, and they had a small amount of Christmas greenery too. And we're just going to take some of the cedar and put it all around the edges of our floral foam. If you have trouble with this, you can make your floral foam a little taller, but I don't think I'll have any problem with filling this in. And the greenery I'm going to use is cedar and a little bit of white pine. These little mug arrangements like this make really nice gifts too. Hostess gifts, or when someone shows up for that unexpected gift for you, you're like, oh, I have something for you right here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add like 3 red carnations and some white chrysanthemums. And these are all kind of grocery store flowers that you can get right at the grocery store. So we're going to just put. If you get your carnations and they're really tight, carnations are really durable, you can just fluff them open. They don't mind at all. And then I'm going to dot a few chrysanthemums in here. So really, that's all you need to do is 3 red carnations, 3 white chrysanthemums, a candle, and your greenery, and you've got a lovely little gift or something to display yourself. And you could do a whole bunch of these. If you have a big Santa mug collection, you can do a different one in every one of your mugs. So I hope you like this project and you try this one at home. This acrylic floral arranger is going to make your centerpieces so impressive, and you can do it even if you think you can't arrange flowers. So just watch what we're going to do here. First thing I'm going to do is open this up and fill it with water. Then you're going to slide that right back in like so. And then we're going to get to work making our arrangement. I'm going to start by adding some Christmas greens. I'm going to use a little bit of white pine and some cedar. So I have my Christmas greens, and like I said, I'm just going to tuck them right into these holes, and it doesn't matter if they go down in like that. You don't want to cut them so short that they just fall all the way down in there like that, okay? Now, I think I've added, oh, I've missed one. I was gonna say, I think I've added greenery to all of the little holes. And then we're gonna add our flowers. There we go. So there we have already with the greenery. You can use whatever flowers you want, but for Christmas, I decided to use red and white carnations. And you're just going to cut those short and start adding them right down in the holes with the greenery. So most of you can find red and white carnations at your grocery store, so it's not something special order. And I found these fun peppermint carnations, which are so much fun to use at Christmas time. So I'm going to tuck those in there too. And you're just going to go along and keep tucking these into the holes. Again, if your carnations are not opened up, carnations can take it, just spread them a little bit. If you bring them home and they're like that, go ahead and put them in warm water, and that will cause them to open a little bit. So I'm just going to keep adding these as we go down. Some of these I think I left a little tall, so I'm going to go back and cut them a little shorter so they kind of stand up a little bit. And then when you think you're done, go back and look at the top of it and see where you might need to add a few more flowers and just stick them right in there. So each one of these holes can accommodate 2 or 3 carnation stems, probably depending upon how much greenery you have. So there you have it, a beautiful centerpiece. I'll show it to you on a table in a minute. But I want you to see how easy that is, and you can use any kind of flowers. If you want to use hydrangeas, they're really big, or peonies, they're going to fill it a little faster than the carnations will. But you can do this. So I will put a link to this acrylic flower arranger below. It's a great product to have on hand to throw together an easy centerpiece all year long. I picked up this birch log container a few years ago, I think at Michael's, but you can find these. I will find some and link them below. And this came with a plastic liner in it, which is perfect. And I'm going to cut some wet floral foam and put it right down in here. We'll see how close I am to eyeballing this after I finish cutting it. Okay. There we go. All right, let's just put this right in here. And that's probably a little higher than I want, so I'll just take a little bit more of that off. And just need another short piece right there. And this fits snug enough. I don't need to do anything to tape it in or anything, but I am going to take some little pieces of my wet floral foam and put them in the side, just like that, to make sure that this doesn't wiggle around while I'm trying to arrange. And we want to keep everything in that liner. So yeah, those aren't going to wiggle too much. So let's get started. I have white pine and cedar evergreens here, and I'm just going to go ahead and start adding those. And I'm going to start on the ends, making that a little longer like so. Let's see if I have another piece like that. So you want your pieces on each end to be about the same length. And then I'm going to fill in with some smaller cedar pieces all along the edges and some pieces of white pine. And when you're doing this, you want your greenery to kind of drape down over. You don't want to stick it so it's poking right up. So yes, remember that when you're making an arrangement, you want your greenery to kind of flow downward. If you want to put some for some height, you're just going to do it kind of like that, not straight up, not perpendicular. So I am adding just a few pieces to the top like that, but again, I want them not to be sticking straight up like this. And I don't want to add too many so that I have to fight with the stems of the greenery to put in the flowers. So I'm going to add the flowers and then I will fill in with any additional greenery that I need. At the grocery store, I bought a mixed bouquet of white chrysanthemums and red roses and some more greenery that we can certainly add. So don't worry about having to have something special as far as your flowers. You can pick up a mixed bouquet like this and then just cut the pieces apart. And same thing, we're going to start on the ends. And whatever we do on one side, we're going to do on the other, and whatever we do on one end, we're going to do on the other end. So we're going to start with one long one and two to the sides on this one. And then we're going to go and do the ones on the sides over here. And I need to find a really long one for the end. It's not quite as long. Don't worry if things are not exact, because flowers are a natural product. They're not going to be exact. You're not going to find exact ones. But you can use these tips and these ideas with artificial greenery and artificial flowers to make an arrangement similar to this. And if you wanted, you could add candles to something like this. And just, you'd need a bigger piece of foam than this log will hold. But you can use candles and make a centerpiece just like this. And then I am going to put one in the middle to give me an idea of the shape that I want for my arrangement. So everything else is going to lie beneath that tall one here. And we're just going to keep filling in the space. So basically, I'm using 2 stems of chrysanthemums for this. And then we'll add some red roses to make this really elegant. And then I think I'm going to add some a few things to make it a little more rustic, like some pine cones. I'm pretty happy with that, the way that looks. And now I'm going to get my red roses. And feel free to take off any of those damaged petals on the outside. And we're just going to add these right between our mums. I think that I'm happy with that amount. That is, I think it's 8, 2, 4, 6, 8 red roses. So two stems of chrysanthemums and 8 red roses. And then before I think about adding more greenery, what I think I'm going to fill it up with is baby's breath, because I love using baby's breath at this time of year, because to me it reminds me of snow. So let's see if we can get by with not adding any more greenery, but you do want to make sure that you cover up all of your floral foam. You don't want your floral foam showing. So you can see how I have really filled this with baby's breath. So in addition to 8 red roses, 2 stems of chrysanthemums, and you're going to want to pick up an entire bunch of baby's breath. I don't know that you'll need the entire bunch. And again, if you want to make this in a container that you already have, you certainly can do that. You don't have to go out hunting for a log that you can hollow out to make an arrangement in. And you might need to make it bigger. You might need more flowers than what this one took. And like I said, if you make a bigger one with a wider piece of floral foam, you can add some candles right down the middle. I also have videos on how to make a candle arrangement with a chimney. So that's a good one that you might want to watch. I'll link to that one below also. But doesn't that just look like it's snowing all over our arrangement? There you go. There you have a beautiful and elegant Christmas centerpiece. Anytime you add red roses, it's going to seem a little more elegant. I hope you like this idea and you try it yourself. As you can see, it's really easy and I'm confident you can do it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you liked these tutorials and there's something that you'll try. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, very happy holidays, and a wonderful New Year.